obviously scored the ball and shot the ball well. You know, competed, and that's kind of like our group offensively. Plus the guys scoring, but not enough on the defensive end or toughness end as far as 50-50 balls and offensive rebounds, some of those things. So yeah, that's just one end of it. The scoring, obviously, we got to continue to guard the way we have this year, and last 3 games we haven't done it all.
What was the main reason for the defensive breakdowns at the top of the fourth quarter to allow them to go on that run?
Slipping out of screens, what we talked about before the game, and obviously a shoot around, and at halftime when they slipped out of everything, they 90% of the time they slipped out of screens, and so they got I think 3 lobs in a row slipping out of screens, and whether it's big or small, something we worked on and talked about, and that's what hurt us at the start of the fourth.
What's the most frustrating part about being able to climb back into a game like that and then having to slip away the way it did in that fourth quarter?
The defense let up. Obviously, we guarded, a 21-point third quarter, by far our best, and showed we could guard and, get out and run on offense, and 35-21 that quarter, and just to give it away at the start like that. But that part is obviously frustrating the defensive end, and then you take Fred out of the game, we kind of fall off a cliff, and so you got to be able to rest at some point, and everybody else sustain things.
Very small sample size, but what did you see from him in tonight? I just had to miss a lot of time, obviously, between the ankle and illness.
Yeah, I mean, he's knocking the rust off, and conditioning isn't the best. But, same way we saw with some other guys, some mistakes, and, locating guys and communication. So, same thing that we saw with others, so not specific to him.
You sat Alby the last 5 minutes of the first half and then played him the third quarter, sat him again in the fourth. What were you seeing from him defensively tonight?
The mistakes I talked about. I mean, like I said, whether it's big or small, we want our bigs to be up and stay beneath the rollers. And obviously, Congo got out a few times. Capella, the same thing. And like I said, when they're not setting screens and slipping, you have to be able to adjust and defend those actions. And so that's what I saw. Not the best pick and roll defense.
The rebounding gave up a lot of offensive rebounds the last 2 games. A lot again tonight, especially in the first half. How do you clean that up?
Effort and attention to detail on who you're guarding, gang rebound, and we talked about the last 2 games on the road losing, pretty close games, and 15 and 16 offensive rebounds for 26 and 22 points. That was a point of emphasis coming into tonight. They're the 3rd best. I think Capella averages 5+ himself, and so you got to do your job and meet the physicality they're playing with, but also gang rebound as a team, and too many possessions where we're either getting pushed under, wedged under, or guys are standing around watching and not helping your teammates. And so that's really come to bite us in the last 3 games, especially when it hurt us early in the year, and we kind of corrected that. And we were, I think, 3 or 4 in rebounding for a large margin of the middle of the season, and those last 3 games have hurt us in that area.
Is this some of that NBA thing where a team makes a big comeback, this case from down 20, but sort of has to punch itself out a little bit just to get back in? It doesn't last.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, we did specific things well in that third quarter, and so found a lineup in there that was playing harder and not making the same mistakes. And then, like I said, if you sub some guys, you take 1 or 2 guys out, and you can't fall off a cliff. And so, more so than anything, I don't think it's that we got tired. We had to rest certain guys, and then the others came in and didn't sustain what we were doing in the third quarter.
Jalen had 11 shot attempts in that first quarter, and it really felt like there was maybe a point made to try and get him going early. Is that kind of a point of emphasis before, trying to get him going before maybe falling back into the comfort of like the Fred Alby 2-man game offensively, or going to a guy like Jabari who had it going tonight?
No, I wouldn't say we're trying to get him going per se. I think he was being aggressive and hunting shots, and so we want him to do that every night, whether it's his night or not. Still be aggressive, and we ran the same sets that we run for him specifically, but a lot of times when we're playing in flow and getting out and running, it's kind of equal opportunity. And so no, I wouldn't say we were trying to get him going. He was aggressive and what we needed to be, because it's on a every game basis.
His first 2 possessions, I think he kind of gets to that foul line, pulls up for those jumpers, and kind of missed them. Do you want him to get further downhill on those kind of situations, or were you kind of okay with those?
I want him to take the right shot, and some of those he passed up threes where he had the open 3. I'd rather him take that than walk into a mid-range where they kind of rear-view contest and get back into play. I know they contested a few of those, and it felt like he had the space to get the three off. And then it's recognition of how they're guarding you and who it is. I mean, Capella's a good rim protector, obviously, and you don't have an advantage on him to go inside and just kind of launch yourself isn't beneficial. So take the right shot, but be aggressive and confident shooting it.
Not just tonight, but in general, when you have to challenge LP to give you more, how do you usually see him react? What do you usually get from him when you try to challenge him just to be better in general?
Well, he's been good, and as far as that, I would like faster starts with more effort initially, and not having to, get in a deficit or, me getting on him to get him going. And that's been the problem the last few games with our team in general, not just Alfred. And so, they respond well to challenges. And another case tonight of us getting back in the game after we had a deficit, but need to have better starts, and that's been coming back to kind of bite us the last few games.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Thanks.